Innovative content. Global audience.
Commitment means you will keep treating your partner with respect. And, in relationship, a lot of people have expectations. What are your expectations? What do you expect to see? And how do you commit to that marriage or relationship? Now, this is a topic we'll be talking about today. Happy Saturday to you. Of course, oh, one best Saturday. I know you are up there. It's either one wedding, one party, or the other. You know how we do it. I'm ready as well to party with you this morning. My name is Princess Kessy. I'm reaching you live from our SRTV studio here in London. Now, I have with me today somebody who has been married for quite some time now. He's going to be telling us what should you expect if you're going into that relationship. What do you define as your commitment? Because commitment, as far as I'm concerned, differs to a lot of persons. It says part of being committed. It's communication, or what are the things you expect to see as being committed. I have with me this morning no other Augustine CHINEDU OKAFOR. He's going to be dissecting this issue with me this morning. You're welcome to the show. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Kessy.
Yes, how are you doing today? How is Nigeria today?
We're good. Abuja is good. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Um, Thank you very much.
Yes, now
Good
commitment
to see
also
you.
means that you promise to support your partner, either now or in the future. You being committed to somebody. It means that a lot. We live in a society where people have high expectations, a lot of expectations. People just want to. I want this. I want this, and they might see that if you are not doing this thing, that means you are not committed because you are not meeting their expectations. Now, Mr. Chinedu, tell us when you hear the word commitment in relationships, what comes to your mind? What does that mean to you as somebody that has dated and has not been married for such a long time?
Wow. I think commitments can be related to every area of life, but we're talking about marriage and romance and what have you. I think commitments it means a lot. And it means that when you are into going into a relationship, it means that you are into a serious trying to make a good future with one person, and that is the person you want to spend your life with. So it
But
goes a
sometimes,
long
but
way.
sometimes, but sometimes people go into relationship with the mindset of just having fun, not any to expect anything at the end of the day.
Exactly, that's the position, the area I'm going at. Commitment simply means, when you are going into a relationship, some people it differs. Some actually needed something into that relationship, and that is where the commitment comes in, because it goes a long way. It's different from love. you know it goes a long way to show how much you value that which you are looking up to, because it's the first step. Someone needs to be, you need to get into it to make sure you put in your best. That is, what are you committed in this relationship? You should be looking at the other part now. It's two-way thing. It's not something you say, no, the commitment must be higher from the other person, because the both of them know exactly what they are looking at. Like in your intro, you said it's not everybody that wants that commitment. Some, yes, they want to have fun, they want to cruise, and then it ends. But as a young person, planning to get into a relationship that you want to yield so much fruit, so you yield a better future, you need to put in, and you must watch it. If I'm a young man, interested in a woman, and that woman is not committed in that relationship, it simply means that he's not committed, and that marriage, it might not benefit all of us, because it really requires the both putting in. It's not about money anyway, because like you said, you can help your partner, because your partner knows your friend knows your capability. So it could be in the area of love, it could be in the area of you know reaching out, reaching out to that particular person. Whatever you can, put in, that person must definitely see that commitment. If that commitment is not there, It simply means it might not yield much. It's just like people in business. When you have two partners running a company, and the other person is putting more energy, putting more resources, putting more, that the business will grow, and the other person is doing the otherwise, whereby they squanders the wealth of the group. And the only way the other person could survive is to be able to separate. And that is what it is in the relationship. When you see that you put in enough, you must try your best to put in enough. And when it's not working, you are just pouring water on the stone. So you really need to watch it, even as you are making that commitment, because the other party might not necessarily be part of what you are doing. That means people
In
are not going
essence, in
to.
essence, you're saying commitment is a two-way thing.
Exactly. Exactly. Because it's a two-way thing, in the sense that you know exactly, in this very relationship, you need to know exactly where it's going. And when you begin to have that mindset, if you actually, for example, for some ladies in Africa, they hardly talk about, like, our people in the West. When a young lady will tell you, what exactly do you want? You say, no, okay. But in Africa, I will tell you, I want us to, to go to begin to relate. In some climb, it will tell you exactly what exactly do you want, even though we are going. But in Africa, I will tell you we are going to the permanent site. Which site? Is it the permanent site of University of Abuja, or that of the PDP, or whichever thing? The must be defined. When it is defined, that is what is called maturity in the relationship. You should be able to understand what you are doing and what you tend to achieve. Maturity is not about age. See, some are young people, even 25, when they go into marriage, they define exactly what they're looking at. But see, some ladies, even at 40, 30, they will still be there following in the relationship 1, 2, 3 years, and it's not leading you anywhere. You're not even defined from the onset. So things must be well defined, so that when the commitment is coming, you see that the both parties are doing the same thing to make it succeed. Even
Now,
when the man,
in essence, what you're saying is that people should have relationship goals before they even go into that relationship.
you mean, pardon, I don't get you.
I said, in essence, what you're trying to explain to us is that people should have relationship goals before they even go into any relationship.
Exactly. If actually you want something good, some better future, it's not every, like you in your intro, you said some people will just want to catch cruise, enjoy themselves and go on, you know. But when you are looking at a relationship that will last for a very long time, that will take you into marriage, especially, you should be able to look at the both sides. You should be able to define exactly. Those are the God, those are, it's no longer the same now. When people just foolishly, it happened to men and the women, you know, go into relationship without definition. And you'll be following 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. For example, some men, they will be into a relationship, they have not even told the lady, I want to marry you. And at a particular point, when you come up, the lady has intention of different things. Oh, you didn't tell me, But if, for example,
But Mr. Chinedu, is it okay now to go into relationship? The essence of dating or courting is to get to know this person very well. Now, is it okay to just go into relationship from the onset and start promising things what you are not apparently why you've not really get to know this person very well?
okay, that is the area I'm going. I am not talking about, telling the person, I want to marry you. It's not obtainable. Even when somebody comes to you immediately and say, I want to marry you, you'll become more scary. But the truth of it is that if I am meeting a lady, for example, we are single, I should be able to tell you, I like you. I want us to see how this thing will work out. Okay? And you both will have the mindset that you are going to a particular place. And from the onset, if the lady or the man, if the lady is not interested, you will be able to know from the onset. And again, the fear in all the relationship sometimes is about, you see people that have dated 1, 2, 3, 4 years, and the lady will come out and say, you use me and dump me. What exactly are that thing that you think that that you have been used. So many times, 80% of it is about just about sex. So is it not possible we go into this and say, let us watch ourselves. Let us go into this relationship without sex. Okay?
Is that
So
even possible in the society we live in today, Mr. Chinedu? I
yes,
was going to bring you to
yes,
this next part anyway.
yes, it's possible because it's business. Relationship is business. I must see as
Relationship is business?
business.
How is
Yes,
that, Mr. Chinedu?
if I'm talking about business, it's just about the serious aspect of it. It's not that it's buying and selling, okay? It's about seriousness in quotes. If I say business, it simply refers to the fact that we are looking about serious thing, and you must play your own part. I must play my own part. So if I am a young girl and I feel that I don't want to be hurt, because so many times you see a girl when broke up with a man, what is interesting is that, oh, you've used and dumped me. And majority of the area they are looking at, you slept with me. Is it not possible? We'll agree. Okay, no sex, and we will move on with this relationship, see where it will take us to. And in the long run, we will see our commitment in this relationship and where it's taking us to. Because if I am a man, if as a man, and I have a young lady I'm looking up to getting married to, and we're into this relationship, and I'm not seeing commitment in you. Commitment is not just mere words. Commitment is not word. It's an action. Okay? It's an action that you take in that relationship. For example, I said it mustn't necessarily mean taking care of all that you need. You must know my capability. You must know my capacity. And when I'm doing what I'm doing, you should appreciate based on what I have, on who I am.
Now,
Likewise,
Mr. Chinedu, how can someone show commitment in a relationship? I know we have a lot of factors, a lot of key factors here. Now, how can someone be committed truly in a relationship?
okay, like I said, it's not about all I can give you in terms of finance. I can show this commitment by always being loyal to you. If I say I am here, I should be here. You should understand me very well. You should be able to see me when the need arises, when there is need for you to see me. And I should be committed to only you. Okay. And I can reach out to you always to know how you're doing. You see, this one is not about finance. I can
So,
always call.
communication is what you're saying.
Pardon?
Communication.
Communication is key. Is a very strong, commitment in every relationship. There must be communication. There must be care. There must be love. Okay, not about love making, but there must be love. This person need this, and I can afford it, and I will be able to do it. Because I am taking this person. Because once you get married, you become one soul. So this is the person I'm looking up to be me. So whatever I can do for myself, for example, this person is sick, and I have what it takes to get him or her, make him well, get him medication. I should be able to do this. I shouldn't look back and say, no, it's a waste. Because I know I am going to really a permanent site that will yield fruits, not ordinary permanent site that will say all uncompleted permanent sites. Okay, that's not what I mean. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Chinedu. Now, tell us the reason why. Why do you think commitment in relationship is very important and is key in relationships or marriages?
In everything we do in life, marriage should not be exempted when we're talking about commitments. Because in everything we do in life, if you are not committed to it, you cannot achieve it. Even the person you are dealing with. For example, you have your staffs, and if they are not committed to duty, they will not. It will not be possible for them to be working with you. So, in everything we do, there should be high level of commitment. And even a lady in the relationship, if the lady cannot is not working, that does not mean he cannot be committed. He has other ways she has, she can commit in make herself very, very feasible and be seen being committed in that relationship. So commitment is key to every relationship, especially when you want it to get to that level of marriage. It's not something in Africa these days, we don't even understand what we are doing. Sometimes you see two persons in a relationship and they don't know exactly what they are doing. You should be able to define every aspect of what you are doing in that relationship. You should be able to know within yourselves. See, at a certain time, because you have to know yourselves in relation before you get to marriage. And during the courtship, that is when you will see also commitment. Even in the marriage, the commitment continues. Okay? So this commitment is very, very necessary and important in relationship because it goes to show how you value that very relationship. If you are putting in your own best and putting in more commitments, the other partner will know, yes, we are in this together. And I think that is the key.
So is
Commitment.
it okay to be in relationship without commitment? Some people might not know how to commit, but deep down they are in that relationship.
Hello, please, can you repeat that?
I said, is it okay to be in relationship without commitment? Because some people might not show commitment, but deep down in their hearts that they are in that relationship.
Okay. Um, you have to, if you are not committed, you're not committed. Like I said, this commitment can be defined in several ways that the person doesn't know. You will have to see this person working for this very marriage to work out, working for this, making it, to be seen.
Mr. Chinedu, now
Yeah.
let's put it two things down: love and commitment. Right?
Okay.
Now,
Yes.
are you trying to say they go hand in hand? Can somebody love you genuinely, sincerely, and still not be committed? Can it work that way?
Okay. To fall in love and to commit yourself
Is it
in
is it the
love
same thing or two different things?
is the same thing, but in different application. To
Okay.
fall in love and to commit yourself to love means you should make your love, one thing to be cherished. And to be cherished, cherish this love in that relationship means that you must be committed. Like I have told you earlier, what affects the other party affects the other one. And that is what builds the love.
Shouldn't that be for marriage alone, Mr. Chinedu?
No, I cannot. You cannot be in relationship with me, and I have needs, and you're telling me no because you've not gotten married, you cannot take. That means if I die in the process, who are you going to marry?
That brings
Okay.
me to your point earlier. Now you said that means sex should be part of it as well. Now we live in
Yes.
a society where the men feels they are not buying that that cliche of wait till after marriage before sex. Now, will you see sex as being committed in relationship?
Sex happen naturally. It's not about sex happen naturally for those, that mean well for themselves. Sex is not commitment. Sex is commitment in marriage, but not
Sex
commitment
is
in relationship.
commitment in marriage, but not in dating.
It's not commitment in dating. In as much
How
as
is
you
that,
people,
sir? Can you even explain?
okay,
Wow.
what I mean is this. What I mean is this. It's if you define your relationship from the onset, okay, you can
Mhm.
still love without sex. But in marriage, there is no way you can exempt sex from marriage because it's part of the marriage. It's 100% part of the marriage. So you must do with sex in marriage. But in relationship, You can decide to. It's not even part of it in the relationship. In the relationship, you know,
So are you
because
not saying that people that are not married, people that are dating, shouldn't they should stay off sex?
no, it's individual thing. It's individual perception. But I am saying, if I am a lady and I feel like I in my intro, I told you, um, sometimes you see people in a relationship that have been in a relationship for 4 or 5 years, and after the relationship, it didn't work out again. You see, majority of the ladies, about 80% or more of them, what they usually say, "You've used and dumped me," is about sex. Are you getting my point?
Yes, I'm
So,
getting your point.
so if, for example, that you have been able to do away with that very aspect, for many of them in Africa, I don't know people in the West where you guys are. I know very well that if there is no sex in that relationship and the relationship are broken, I think you'll be talking about little damage, not the serious damage as they always look at it. You know, you've used and dumped me, you know.
Mr. Chinedu, don't forget also that we've seen people being committed in relationship, both parties, and at the end of the day, it didn't work out well as well.
You what? You say what?
I
People are
said we've
doing what?
seen people as well being so committed, both parties being so committed in relationship, but you give them a little time and they just fall apart. What does that mean or implies then?
Okay. You see, commitment requires patience. I mean, relationship requires patience. It requires a lot because what you will see in your relationship is exactly what you will see in the marriage. No two ways about it. So if you feel that you are looking for angel to go into a relationship with, you are wasting your time. There are times you have to see that demon in that particular fellow. Almost everybody in life have that demon in him or her. A time when you will react to show that demon in you or who. So those things are something that you can exercise, and they will pass. You know, they will phase away. It's not going to be permanent. So those things that make them incompatible, they should look at it. It's not something you say, no, I can't. There are sometimes you see some of those things when you leave that relationship, you see the worst than what you've seen in the past. So it simply means that you have to endure. There are certain things we have to endure. During our forefathers, they have this mentality, even though the women are down, unlike now, you know, when you look at the status as of then, you see the men very, very hard. The women hardly talk. But these days, it's a partner thing, you know, it's a collaboration thing. We go into this. They say, no, I can't be cooking. I can't. No, you have to make her see the reason. Okay, you have to make her see the need. Even some girls, you see, oh, I love this man. He can cook. He can clean the house. That does not mean that you are going to get that man to be doing that forever with you in the marriage, because a time will come when things will change. If it is somebody that is not fully engaged, and when the person gets engaged in this, you say you have changed. It's not changed. It's natural, because a lot of other things important have taken place and you have to fix him. And it's not necessarily that he will be doing it, because the rules have been defined. So everything you are doing in the relationship, you should be able to look all sides. You should be able to look into family, where you are coming from, to see those things that you need, you know, to put in place to enable your marriage, the relationship work, and to migrate to marriage, you know, afterwards.
Okay, we have a comment here, Mr. Chinedu, that says, hi, commitment in relationship is key. Being committed makes you feel safe and secure in with your spouse. Communication is extremely important. And she went further to say, love and commitment stands differently. Commitment complements love in relationships. Sex isn't commitment because it can be gotten from a person you are not even in love with. Now, this is coming
Exactly.
from Emilola.
She's very correct. Just like what I said, it's not that commitment and love are the same, but one complements the other, like she just highlighted. And what are the other points she raised? She talked about
Yes, makes
um,
you feel secure. Once you're
good,
committed,
good.
you feel like
Thank
you're
you very much.
secure. What if you feel secure, the other person deep down is not secured and is not committed? What now
You see what
happens
I'm telling?
at
You
the end
see
of the
what
day?
I was telling you about? When you feel secure, is only when the other partner takes you as him or herself. Like I gave an example of when somebody is sick, and you know you have the resources to get the person medication to get well, and you say no because I have not married him or her. I cannot, take that risk. Risk is fully part of relationship, and that is what makes push more commitment in relationship. There are a lot of things you must let go. There are a lot of things you must put in. And when you do this, the other partner will see you as co-partner. He will see you as a collaborator. You know, like I told you in my analysis on business of two persons, owning a company, and the other one is more committed, working very hard, putting energy, putting in the resources, and going about making sure that the business succeeds. While the other person, you see him always in the beer parlor and squandering the business of the company. All you need to do, like you said now, when is the other person is not putting effort, what you need to do, nobody needs to tell you. You have to quit. You have to share. You have to divide the company and go on with your own. And that is when you see your value. The other person, if they divide, you will see that the business will flourish more. You will see where you're supposed to have gotten to. Is the other person that is bringing you down. And you look the other person, you see that the person is not making progress because he's not committed, he's not serious, or she is not serious. But when the two parties are putting together energy, time, and resources and putting their hearts together, you see that the business will flourish. And that's why I tell you, relationship is business. You see how I have to link it with business because you
I
have to work
understand,
together.
Mr. Chinedu. Now, don't you think as well that it's because of the society we live in, the fear of the unknown would make some people not want to commit fully until they see something that will even make them to be committed to that person? Don't you think our society pressure, fear of the unknown, past experiences are some of the issues we have?
As they say, love is a beautiful thing. And
Indeed.
when you find love, you should be able to move for it,
Mr.
whether man or
Chinedu,
woman.
don't forget that talk is cheap. Anybody can just walk up to you and they tell you, "Oh, I love you. You're beautiful. Oh, I love you. You're so cute." So, does that mean that because you are somebody's prophesying love, it means truly that deep down they are in love with you? People can tell you they love you just to get anything from you. Don't forget that.
Love is not just mere words. Love is a commitment. And I have said, like I said the other time, commitment is not just words, it's action. Okay? If you say you love me, if I am dating a girl and the girl is committed, I should be able to see the girl always with me. If we have a divided attention, you don't need anyone to tell you that no, she's also committed, she's more committed another place other than you. You
So
begin to
that means, Mr. Chinedu, that means that somebody that is always with you, showing commitment, and another person is another relationship. Maybe she's busy with her work, she's not having the full time, but she's in relationship with somebody. That means she's not committed. That is your definition of being committed in relationships, sir.
no. I said earlier, you should be able to account for where this person is. I said that earlier. I should be able to know your schedule. I should be able to know what you're doing. I should be able to know where you are. Outside this, if I come to your place to look for you and I know you are not at work, and they say you are not around, you are not in your other religion or wherever you should be, or wherever I think you should be, and you're supposed to be at home or my place, and you're not there, and this continues, and you're not giving good account of where you're going, I should be able to ask myself question, what exactly you're hiding from me? I should be able to know who you are. You should be able to know who I am. If I don't know you, that means you're not. I can't account for you for where you are whenever the need arises, and that alone is lack of commitment. That alone is lack of commitment, because I should be able to know who I'm dealing with. If I should be able to know where you are, even if we are working 18 hours in the office, I should know that. If that is the case, that is different. But not when you're off work and I can't account where you are. You are here today. I call you, say no, you are here, and I go there, you are not there. It simply means that I'm wasting my time and energy and whatever thing that I am committing to that relationship.
So, do you think that okay, now how much commitment is even required for a relationship to work?
Okay, for any relationship to work or to migrate to marriage, you shouldn't look at 100%. If you get
Okay,
50% commitment, you're good to go.
that's fair
Because
enough.
yes, why I say this is because you are not the God that created that person. You are
Okay,
not the father or the mother that gave birth to that person. There are a lot of things you have to do. You don't expect that person to become like you automatically. Even if you guys have stayed 1 to 3 years, even some marriages, you're still battling to adjust, with each other. So everything must come natural. You know, if you are the type that always going out in the night to watch football like the men, the woman you just started, I don't want you to go out, I don't want you to do this. It's something you must watch. It's something you must apply your own tactics to bring that person into your own place, not to be going out again. There are a lot of things you have to do on your own. A better option, you have to give him or her a better option, so that the other option will not be relevant again. Okay,
wow.
50% is good to go.
That is fair enough if you ask me. Now, how long should someone wait trying to, you might be in love with somebody and then they are not fully committed, but you are hopeful that somewhere along the line they will come around. Now, how much do you think we can wait for somebody to be committed in a relationship? How long?
Okay. Mm. Sometimes in a relationship, you don't just get it easily. Some, you just go in and it becomes very easy. Some, if you say, no, it's not committed, just go away. Like I told you, there should be patience. There should be patience. Truly, she might not love you from the onset, but through your commitment, the love will begin to, build. She might begin to build that love. For example, you begin that person, if it's a lady, you begin to ask herself, look at the other person I'm always calling. I'm the one calling this man every time, buying even things, buying gifts for him, and he's not even calling me. Even if I call, he say I will get back to you, he will not call me. Okay, but look at this man, he's very good. And okay, in fact, let me even look at him, he's handsome too. You see those things you see in the other one, you begin to see it in you, because you begin to put in comparison. You know, I will give you this. I will give you this. Some time ago, a man who usually has a wife, but usually followed a particular lady, and one day she bought a Hollandis for that friend, which he has not even bought for the wife. And the lady say, "Is it? Didn't I tell you it's two? I beg." He threw the thing away. And the man carried, say, walk out from this place. And the man carried the thing back to home and gave to wife. The wife began to dance. And not just dance, the wife went and made a very sumptuous meal for the man and treat this man like a baby. And the man began to ask himself, oh, what am I doing? I gave this one, he said, he threw it away. And look at my own wife. Don't you think the brain will reset? That is how it is in relationship. So love, it takes time to grow, and a lot of things that requires, and that's why I say commitment is very key. When you, as a man or as a woman, put in your best, the person will definitely get convinced that this will be good for me. Okay,
And
so
now,
that
as,
is
as, as somebody that has been married for quite some time, what do you think is the major cause of lack of commitment in marriages?
trust. Trust. Um, and what again? When you don't have trust in your marriage, when the other party begins to suspect you, you are not responsible for this particular person again. In fact, you can't get hold of him or her. This person will go out, and the person will not come back, will not account for where he or she went to. You begin to feel that this person is no longer accountable to me. Because when you're talking about being accountable, it's not just for the man. The man they are not just only, the woman has their rights as well, to know exactly what they are into, to know exactly what is going on. So when things like this begin to happen, you see, even if that man is putting in enough, or the woman is putting all her best, both resources and what have you, she might definitely she might possibly quit, stop some of the things she is doing to watch the other partner, what actually is doing. Because it's possible that you are even committing to the marriage, putting all your resources, and the man is doing whatever he like with it, with another person. So you have to, that's why I say trust. It goes a long way to affect the marriage negatively. Trust. Every partner, relationship or marriage needs to, we need to well define, in the sense that I must be accountable to what we are doing.
And how can marriages survive without commitment? Or how can they retrace their step back to that place of commitment?
Okay, it requires spirituality of the marriage, because in marriage, you both are souls, one soul. Okay, so you have to reach out to God. Sometimes it's not just your making. Some of these things, sometimes they come as a frustration, you know. And what do? You can't fight it alone. You can get on your knees and ask God to help you, help you. And as you are doing that, it's bringing your soul back. It's bringing your soulmate back. Because especially in Africa or in Nigeria in particular, where the economic situation can affect the marriage, and you begin to see the other party, a lot of things going on in his or her mind, a lot of regrets. Because when things are going on smoothly, you don't see regrets.
You don't see
Okay?
issues.
You don't see regrets. Some of the things that cause, issues in marriage are challenges of marriage. And when these challenges, if you look at these challenges, 80% of them are finances related. Okay? Finance related. So when you're talking about the situation, economic situation, you see a man who lost his job, and you see the man just adopt the idea of drinking. He'll go with friends. The little money he has, he goes with friends and drink, not behaving himself again. And the thing will begin to affect the marriage. So I think the best way is for people to watch each other closely, very closely, and talk to each other in a way, in a lovely manner, to always bring them back when they want to stray.
And now, as somebody that's been married for some time, what do you think are some of the dangers of lack of commitment if not properly handled?
Um, you must have patience, because the other party might do otherwise. And if you don't have patience, the marriage can crash. So whatever the challenge is, you should be patient. And when you're patient, you don't take it immediately. Take that action immediately you want to do. You will see that person begin to reason back, as like they say, fire, you cannot quench fire with fire. Sometimes it's not only the woman that requires patience, men also require patience. In some marriages, you see the man will be shouting, and the woman will be keeping mute, crying. And sometimes you see the woman, maybe because of the financial situation of the family, maybe the woman have a plan. You begin to see the woman shouting. That does not make the man foolish. He can keep mute as well. And not just the woman being financially, because there is even some women, they are not doing anything, but they will be the thorn in the flesh of the man. What do you need to do? You have to teach that person, because you cannot see two mad people running. If you see two people doing the same thing, that means two of them are the same category of people. So there are ways to resolve issues. There are several ways of resolving issues.
So,
One is,
what are these ways? Because sometimes you might have a partner that has commitment issues. A lot of people tend to feel like, okay, they do a lot to woo you. I always say that on my show here. You cannot. I know that at that beginning is always sweeter. Somebody is in love with you, they want to be with you, they tend to have the time, they tend to have the communication time, they buy a lot, they woo you with a lot of things, and maybe when you are in, they just go relaxing. Now you see women, after maybe they are going on a date, they're looking all fly, the guy is coming to visit, they look or smell so nice, and when they're in a relationship, you see everybody just going to bed. So this might just be some of the issues. When you have partners who now have such issues, they are not willing to commit at the end of the day. How can you even push them? How can you carry them along?
okay, one, you have to be patient with them. You have to teach them. You have to watch that relationship as it migrates to marriage. Okay, because it's not all over. People with their character unfolds every day. You can see a man or a woman today. In the next 10 years, you see different part of that particular person.
Okay, I think we
As
have.
in either
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right.
So hello.
Yes, hello. So you
Okay, I
said
should
people should be patient with your partners. Yes,
and
say you
then
should be patient.
be able to teach each other. You should be able to teach each other. Okay, you should be able to learn from each other, because that is the only way. Because nobody wants everybody wants the best for themselves, and most especially like ladies. You see some of them, you put on perfume, you put on things that even attracted that particular man to you. And when you get into marriage, you relax, you die of everything. Definitely, it will affect the marriage. It will affect the marriage. And that's why I said you have to teach each other, you have to learn from each other. That man that sees those things,
Yes, a little bit of network issues there coming from Chinedu's end. But he has said quite a lot. Yes, relationship is give and take. In marriages, in relationship, it should be a two-way thing. I will always preach that here. It cannot be one-sided. Now, there's a parable where I come from that when two dogs they play, they fall for each other. Good make one stand, make the other one they fall. These are some of the issues. As funny as they may seem, they are very, very serious issues in your relationship. How committed are you to that relationship? If you are not committed to that relationship, that means it's one leg in, one leg out, and I don't think anybody is ready for that kind of relationship. Now, he said quite a lot: patience, tolerance, and of course, you have to give time to that person to come around as well. Now, that would be a good place to wrap up the show this morning. Before I go, don't forget that relationship is a two-way thing. Don't do it as if Except of course you're trying your once you try your bit and it's not working, you cannot let go. But before then, know the marriage as well is give and take. You cannot be in relation. One person do not be in, cannot stay in relationship. One person is not supposed to be in relationship. It's for two persons. How committed are you? Try and give time. That same energy you gave at the beginning. A lot of men, when they try to woo a woman, they do a lot. They have time to make calls from morning till night. That time they are not busy with work. That time they don't have meetings upon meetings. And then a lot of ladies, they have time to look all cute, all good, and they don't have time. They're always, there for you. And at the end of the day, you're in that relationship. Everybody's going to bed. You don't have times to call. You don't have times for SMS, text messages. You don't have time for even to check or have you eaten, what's going on with you. These things can actually help in that relationship. Try and be committed. Sometimes I got a comment here that says sometimes it makes you when your partner is committed with you, it makes you feel secure in that relationship or in that marriage. I think that should be the take home today on our show. So please try and be committed. And if you know you are not committed or you are not willing to be, then move away. Let another person comes in. This life said no hard. That is the way it should be. Anyway, that would be a good place to wrap up the show this morning. I remain yours truly, Princess Kessy. Before I go, don't forget to hit on the notification bell. Follow us on our social media handle, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Invite somebody as well to the page. And leave us with your comments. We'd love to hear from you. Remember, it's Saturday and peace is priceless. Let's give peace a chance. As you're going there for your bedu and all that Saturday vibes, please don't drink and drive. That could be dangerous. Drink a lot of water and be nice to the next person you see. People are going through a lot. They might be smiling, looking all dashing, flashing, but inside, deep down, they're sad. So be nice to the person you meet out there today. That would be my message for you. And in that marriage, in that relationship, be committed. Be truthful to your partner so that they can trust you and they can know that they are secure with you as well. Now, until I see you again next week, I remain yours truly, Princess Kessy. Bye for now.
SR TV. Innovative content.